Sorry. Ooh, it's on. It said starting, but it didn't say it was on. All right, so let me tell you a little secret. I'm doing my day. I'm kind of out of sorts. I kind of carb load. So I'm just like marginally, like, I don't know, a little bit just like, And I get up and I'm like, what day? I need to not forget that I have a mama chat today. Not a mama chat today. Like, I need to not forget I got mama chat this week. When do I have mama chat this week? And I'm like, Tuesday. I'm like, okay, that's tomorrow. And I'm like, no, today's Tuesday. I am out of sorts. Not planning. I'm wearing this great orange t-shirt, which looks amazing with my eyes, but not with my skin tone. Orange is not a good color. So when the lights are on, I'm going to turn the lights on for you. I feel like I get washed out. So I'm turning the lights off today. It's a light off kind of thing. So Family Roots was in the house immediately. Woo woo. Hey, Kitty's Homestead. Hello, Amanda G. Breath of Wonder. Twins at Heart. Mama Geek made it. Mama Geek, you rocked the outfits when you did like your week of or your morning, your en route. I was like, girls got it going on. Hey, Erica. Perfectly chaotic nest. I love that word. I love your name. So I'm off my diet. Shark Week will be coming up. All perfectly normal, right? And Pepper and Pine made it. I'm tired. Every afternoon I'm tired. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I'm just a little off. Are you, any of you guys feeling off? Are you guys feeling off with the whole, like, is it that season of the year, that season of homeschooling? How you been? Because I have been busy. What is that? Scug. I want to say Scrug. Scug family made it here and says she's excited to be here. Woo woo. Carrie says hello. I missed the last couple of weeks. Been super busy. Missed y'all. And I've been like doing a really horrible job just staying on top of my normal stuff. So some of that's my fault because I didn't even have one. The dread of Shark Week, right? Hey, Dream. Perfect chaotic nest describes my family perfectly. Trish, I've been feeling off since school began. Sounds like autumn is your inward time. It's my busy time. So last week, Monday and Tuesday, were dedicated to 4-H that I had to teach. So I had to be on it. Wednesday's church. And then by Thursday, I can't catch my breath. Next thing I know, it's Friday. And we had another event. And may help on how to say it. I like it like that. That's nice. I like that. And so this week came in. I ended up, oh, I froze. I could see I froze. Green Gables in the house. So last night we had a 4-H and I kind of stepped in and took in some help there. Or I helped. I don't know. See, I helped out that leader and I stood in for. And it was like the best meeting I've ever had. I don't know if it's because I don't have to worry about all the other ins and outs of being leadership for 4-H. And I just got to show up and be awesome. And I always tease, like, I just want to show up and be awesome. And I got to show up and be awesome. It was so much fun. And I had more fun with the kids than I usually ever have. And my own kids were like, Mom, that was awesome. We loved last night. I was like, I did too. I got to figure out how to harness that lack of responsibility, but run the show kind of feel for my own clubs. So I don't know. So it's like we're always running around. And then I put Orville, number 5, who's 4. I put him in pre-K, and that has been awesome for him. He's just loving it. But it means like every morning I have to run out of the house, and then every afternoon I have to go get him. And it's like by the time I get him dropped off and I get back, and it takes me a while to get my brain going, then all of a sudden it's time to go get him. And then I'm just like, okay, I'll get to it when I get back. Well, then I need to put Leona down for a nap. And then I'm just like, kind of done. If I don't have it done by 11:45, it's like not done. I'm just like, Rainbows and Buttons says, hi from England. Just got my kids to bed and so pleased to finally catch you live. You know, I just found on YouTube alphabet blocks. Can I just say in envy how much I envy that that's your thing over there? Because I was trying to find alpha blocks, anything, alpha blocks, absolute anything alpha blocks, print them up, whatever I could do, even making flashcards of alpha bots, the whole 9 yards, nothing. And then that's when I realized they were a UK thing, and I couldn't just find the links or anything. I love alphabots. If you've never, the rest of y'all, if you've never seen alphabots, it is such a cute phonics show that you don't feel like you're learning phonics. You're learning all the alphabots. And they get mad at each other, and they have such great personality. I love the alpha blocks. It's alpha blocks. And they're these cute little adorable things. Anyways, I just had to tell you that because, like, that's your thing. And I love them so much. Kitty tells Green Gables. She says, yeah, I was working. I can on the panel. Oh. Y'all are working on homestead stuff. So I have to tell you, every Trish shop on the Amazon UK site, I was able to get stuff from there that way. I didn't know I could do that. I got to keep notes. You guys are so smart. And then you give me like these amazing ideas. And I'm like, oh, what was that? So I need to shop on like Amazon UK. Okay. I mean, because I shop on the US Amazon. And I just do that through the website. Just like everything's normal. I don't know. Hi from Mississippi. Hey, SG. So, what was I going to tell you? So, I'm laying in bed and I'm just thinking about stuff and like how, well, I'm not just thinking stuff laying in bed, putting my kid down for a nap. The 30 minutes I get of nap time is my time to YouTube. That's when I watch YouTube. It should be like my time to do my coloring. You guys can't see it, but I can so see it. I told you all about coloring my hair last week, right? I mixed the, you know how that has bottle 1, which opens the hair follicle, bottle 2, you mix in there, that's the color, and then number 3 is what you condition your hair with for the coming weeks. I, in my exhaustion, mixed bottle 1. I put bottle 3, the hair conditioning, in bottle 1. Left out the color. So I washed it out, and it rained here today, so I got caught in the rain a little bit. But see, like you can kind of see like right here. And like we talked about this before. Like it just goes so great. I remember when I came home 9-10 years ago, and it was just like 2 gray hairs. And I was like, what? And like now it's like a full head. So I went ahead and I did buy a second box of color, but I don't know if I dare color my hair because I'll make another mistake. I don't know what I'm gonna do. And then you gotta have time to do it. So, you know, the other day I was thinking about this, and I'm probably going to come back and do a whole nother video, like a full video on it, but I haven't been so exhausted for making videos, and I don't want to make videos tired, right? I mean, who wants to watch somebody just like, hey, how you doing? But do you ever just get on Instagram? Really, just hit me with your comments on this one. Do you ever get on Instagram and everybody else's homeschool looks so much better than yours? I mean, seriously. I look on Instagram or I'll look on YouTube and everybody's homeschool looks so much better. Have you had that where you're just like, mine doesn't look that pretty, mine doesn't look that fun, mine doesn't look that exciting, and you're just like, why am I even trying? You know, and then I run into having so much curriculum, like, because I quit. Instagram is like Pinterest. You only see perfection. Have you been on my Pinterest? Because it isn't perfect. I'm all like real life, fixing to fail. Oh, yes, it's a daily struggle not to compare. It is, and it's crazy. And the thing is I started watching, I don't want to say anybody I personally know, but I started watching some folks on Instagram that I knew more about than I did. And I'm like, it doesn't, that's a, that's not a sham. They're not posting a sham, but they're posting a really rose-colored image. Some of that was staged. Instagram, yeah, the picture of perfect homeschooling, nothing like mine, is like depressing. Hey, Charlene. Twins at heart, I agree. Everybody else looks more organized too, right? I'm like, you know, and then I feel like, well, what am I going to take a picture of? Chaos? You know. Erica, yes, it is. And that's why I don't edit any pictures or videos. Right. Carrie says, yep, I feel that way with yours. Wait. You feel like mine's perfect, or do you feel like, oh no, sister's bringing real life here? Listen, when I get a good Instagram photo of me teaching my kid to read, it's because it's the only time it happened that week. I'm like, document this. Nobody can say I'm not teaching her to read. What are we talking about? We're talking about when Instagram and YouTube just makes everybody else's homeschool look so much better than yours. Yes, it drives me insane until I meet up with my local homeschool mom friends and I get snapped back into reality of it all. Yeah. We are not a structured homeschool, so I don't know what my issue is. I love my unconventional homeschool. Oh, so tell me this. So when you're dealing with finding these ideas or images being presented to you that this is like perfect homeschool, and I don't even know if they're presenting perfect homeschool. Sometimes I'll look at some of their homeschool pictures and I'm like, that just looks like so much more fun. Can I just come be your student today, please? Because I'd rather do that than teach what I've got here. Green Gable says, I admire you, Trish, because you are the real deal. What you see is what you get. I think it's because I don't have enough energy to fake it or to glamorize it. I mean, I don't know. I try. Yes, yours looks great to me. Oh, Carrie, come hang out. It's a complete, utter mess. Please. Rainbow and buttons. I always wonder if I'm the only one having to bribe my kid to do any school. I'm all like, I'm watching you. You better not be doing Minecraft. You know, family roots. My homeschool is usually my son saying, I don't want to do it. I always wonder what they bribe their kids with to get their schoolwork done. Oh my goodness, so true. I feel like I'm doing it all wrong when I get on there like that. I see what they do and I want to do it too so much, but then I try and it doesn't work that way. What do y'all do when your kids don't or won't do the work for the day? I've had a lot of times with that, and usually they're so overwhelming. Like my kids have been overwhelmed at times. They don't get it there. Pepper and Pine says, if the pictures don't inspire, then they are doing you a disservice. I'm going to give full props out to Pepper and Pine right now because I want to say this right now. You follow Pepper and Pine on Instagram and you will be awed at her Instagram account. But at the same time, one of my favorite parts that I love about our Instagram account is it's not necessarily like, look how great we got this done. Look at what we did. It's always like, look what I'm making. Look at this, like, you know, like she did the peg dolls. And I'm not going to lie, like I have peg dolls in my desk because of Pepper and Pine and her Instagram account. And I love them. Now my kids have lost all the pieces and they were adorable when I found them because everybody got like their own little family and their own colors, but I don't know where they are. And now like my number 5 kid, his adult dad drives on the front of my van. He sits on the dashboard. So, but one of the things I do love, like Pepper and Pine, the way that you do your stuff on Instagram, you're always sharing your resources, but you're not like showing a mock day. You're not showing a mock, I don't know, sometimes you do, but it is inspiring. It isn't comparable. It isn't, it's all like, look what I'm doing for this. Look at what I found for this. And it's like, oh, that's cool stuff. You know, I want that stuff. That's really cool stuff. But then there's some that are like busy showing you like, look, we're doing this and we're doing that. And I'm like, how am I supposed to keep up with that? And not that I'm supposed to be keeping up with that, but it's still a lot. Hey, Mama Cat. Shug says, I love setting up my schoolroom. We are starting in a week. I love seeing and watching you because it makes me feel normal in our chaotic mess. That's like me watching large family grocery hauls because it makes my 2 grocery carts leaving Walmart seem normal in a world like mine. Where I live, nobody has more than 2 kids. So it like just normalizes life. Dream Archive Repeat says, I like getting ideas from families like Pepper and Pine because I have very little ideas regarding arts and crafts. Kids are graduated but love Trish. Thanks, Mama Cat. I love you too. You crack me up when you're doing your midnight live video feeds if I'm up. How do people have so much time and energy to make all these fun crafts and unit studies? Well, I don't know where it's at. I made an owl. I didn't sleep, and the rest of my house was a mess, and I did it for 17 kids. I don't really know how, but we did it. But I mean, the reality is I live in chaos. I mean, this image you have right here is the most organized image of my life. And that's so that people with OCD don't leave. It's not because I'm trying to hide the truth. Oh, I'm missing things. Do you have a homeschool vision statement that you refer to back to for guidance? I mean, I guess I do. I guess I do have a vision statement. My vision is you're going to learn this and you're going to learn this good. This being, I don't know today, but tomorrow I'll tell you kind of deal. Not really, but kind of. But I should, you know, I don't have one. Family Roots Farm. I use Kunos for unit studies. See, and I've heard a lot about Kunos. I had one in my hand for 5 minutes and then I never got another one. And I like that idea. My biggest thing is staying organized, and having less is easier to stay organized, but I'm a maximist, so that doesn't always work. Yes, I have 4 that are 7 and under. Oh, I had those days. It's the biggest challenge. I'm going to be homeschooling my 5-year-old on the 1st and have no idea how I'm going to get it done. We will all be learning in the process. That's 7 at that point. It's just reading, writing, and counting. And writing is copy work. We must talk Kunos. Thank you for keeping it real. That's what I'm about. I could have given you like a really good, like, my vision statement is wrapped in everything we do every day. It is what propels us to the future. It's that sense of inclusiveness in our family, blah, 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 blah. I mean, that's just generally who I am in my family. You know what I mean? And it's like, I just want them to be well-rounded social people that can lead and organize other people. I don't know. I couldn't give it to you in a statement, but it depends on the day. Some days I just want them to know how to like brush their teeth fully, not like here, but forget there. But speaking of which, those little like tabs that change colors are an awesome, like, I fed 2 of my kids those last night. I was like, here, you're going to chew and swish. We're going to see how effective you really are. It was a game changer last night. They were a bit upset. So my husband and I were talking about doing like once a week, like surprise inspections of their mouth. Like, we're going to see how good you brushed. Have y'all used those? Okay, Kitty, it's been a while. I still have the books. Oh, I lost them. Exactly. No sleep and the rest of the house goes down the drain. That is what happens. Lucita, hello. I seem to be having a hard time getting into a groove. Your truth is appreciated and helps me know I'm not alone. I have not been in the groove. In my 17 years, homeschool crafts were always the last thing on my mind. My kids were so deprived. Right behind this computer. Hey, stop fighting. Is a Cricut machine. I only pulled it out to get ready for a 4-H thing. I'm just not going to lie. I have 3 huge Kuno books and lots of unit studies in them. I had a girlfriend who used them, and I never really got the chance to get into them. Green, we always run out of time and the electives get missed. Me too. Pepper and Pine says, I bet you're doing tons of things that are authentic to your homeschool. And I'm going to agree on that, because sometimes there's things I think like we didn't get to do this and we didn't get to do that. But between all of our just family stuff, we do a lot of stuff that's just not on paper, or it's not organized in a lesson plan, but it's just life. Green Gable says, absolutely Pepper Pine, and there was no glitter or glue sticks. I hate glitter. That's the truth. I hate glitter. Hate it. It's like being sticky. I hate being sticky too. Like sticky, call me a stickophobe. I don't do sticky. I hate syrup. I hate jelly. I hate glue, and I hate glitter. And anything that like leaves a small film that makes the whatever surface it is tacky. Hi, Trish, back to the Instagram thing. I love Instagram because for me, it is all about the community, seeing how homeschooling is different and beautiful for each family. I do love it for that. I do. But how it all celebrates family and togetherness. Pepper and Pine says, oh, y'all are chatting on me quick. I lost my spot. Pepper and Spot, blah, 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 blah. Pine says, when you pull out your Cricut machine, I was so excited. It's like right there. Look, let me unplug it. Look, there. Here, Pepper and Pine, look, there it is. There it is. You see it? There's the Cricut plug. And just unplug it. So what that is, you guys, is there it is. You stick paper in there, and it cuts paper. Why is that significant? When you had to cut 14 circles, 3/4 inch circles per owl for each kid, plus the 2 eyeballs, plus the big. And so I'm there, and I'm like whipping out bags full of like these shapes and stuff, because we're doing shapes and all of that. And one of the mom's like, so Trish, you got 6 kids, you homeschool, you run these different clubs. When did you cut all this? I'm like, last night on my Cricut. I can't cut stuff out. No. My biggest issue is that when I focus on school stuff and crafty things, my husband complains about the house being a mess. When I focus on keeping the house clean, my husband worries about if we're probably schooling enough, right? It drives me nuts. Finding a balance. Listen, ladies, I'm going to tell you a secret. And I'm telling you the secret because we're besties, right? So when I met my husband, my house was a wreck. My house was so bad because he used to show up for a free meal. He's just that kind. And I'm like, if all I got to do is cook for you, I'm good. He showed up. I wasn't home and broke into my house. This is my husband now. And I came home, and he had gone in there and did some stuff and left. I think he was looking for food. Anyways, I come home, and I know somebody has been in my house because he did my dishes. Now, when I was in college, I would like do the dishes once I was out of dishes. So like I knew I wasn't good. If I could just feed this man and he would do the dishes, all is good. And so I think I set the tone in my marriage by not cleaning the house ever. Well, I would just kind of maintain and stuff. But I feel like that really was like the trendsetter that allows me a lot of freedom in my marriage. Was I never cleaned the house to begin with. So, I mean, I didn't switch on him. I actually keep a cleaner house now than before we got married. So, like, in all honesty, I improved, right? I mean, he got something better. So, I mean, I think that's pretty good. Yeah, that's how I handle it. Glitter is the STD of the craft word. Listen, my mom owns a craft shop. They look like those kind of ladies. When they've been crafting, I just laugh at them, and they're off at Walmart with glitter. What's funnier is when their husbands stop by and they leave, and they somehow like the glitter was in the air and there's like glitter on them, and they went out, to the store or something. Glitter is life. Pickle Panda. You're my mom. My mom's got like Tupperware containers. I mean, I'm not talking like little containers. I'm talking like the kind you put Thanksgiving leftover containers of glitter. Wahaha. I still do not know how to use Instagram. It takes a little bit, but you figure it out. Yes, glitter is evil. I think I need to have a poll. Glitter, no glitter. You know, if I'm going to glitter with the kids, I want the old school, seriously big chunked glitter. I want the chunkiest, thickest glitter ever, because that fine stuff is evil. Total evil. How many times a week do you actually school? I feel like I'm actually schooling 3 days or a week or 4 if I'm lucky. Life happens. When I was more parent-led teaching, teacher-led teaching, it was definitely 3 or 4 days a week. I will say now we school for 5 days a week. Now we have issues sometimes. I'm much better about interruptions, but back in the day we had a lot of issues. We still have issues with like being sick, or my daughter gets sick a lot. And we finally found out what's causing that, which would be a whole nother comment flurry that we're making some adjustments to. But now we're finally at the point we're 5. Now, but I'll tell you, my first grader probably schools 3 to 4 days a week. But my 3rd grader, my 4th grader, my 6th grader, my 7th grader all school 5 days. So I think it's something that, you know, the natural rhythm of it, the more parent-led, it's less days a week. Okay. The owl was so cute. Thanks. I love the owl. The owl was awesome. Oh, I need to get one. Folder, file, games, and scissors. I need another cough drop. Sorry. I think I ate too much carbs today. It's kind of so needed this today. We are still dancing around the schedule over here. Schedule? No. I never said I had a schedule. Sometimes I feel like the other homeschool moms in my homeschool support group are so judgy. Yeah, that's why I do 4-H, because, and I won't lie, I don't think I posted a picture of it. I did kind of organize, because, you know, I have time for this, but I did kind of organize a once a month junk drawer engineering group. So I invited about 15, 20 homeschool families, and 3 showed up. And I'm perfectly good with that. 3. So from here on out, I'm just inviting that same 3 families to come join us to do junk drawer engineering. But here's the part that gets me about it is I'm the only one putting it together. So these other mamas might show up more prepared, or more this or more that with expectations, but I'm the one who's doing all the work. So I don't mind putting the work once they get here, but I don't like it when I don't know, you'll probably find this where you end up in these homeschool mom groups that are busy telling you how you're not living up to something, but they're not even putting their hat in the ring to do it. So that always gets me. Breath of Wonder, that's a wonderful story. That's how I knew I found the one. Had nothing to do with his earning potential, his good looks, because he was really good looking. He's still good looking. He did the dishes. Baby, I can love a man like that. I have a brother's scan and cut, and it sits on my table next to my laptop. My mom uses a scan and cut too. I got to keep up with. I haven't had time. I can barely keep up with the Cricut. Love a hubby that does dishes. Love men that do dishes, housework. Amen. I love it when he does housework. That's kind of awesome, as my marriage is the opposite. Are you the feed me of the life? Feed me and I'll do your dishes. A similar story between me and my hubby too, Trish. My hubby pitches in. Yeah, my husband pitches in. I love it. On a good, like tonight, I'm going to take the kids to 4-H because they have officer training, so he'll be home. He more than likely will do a good amount of dishes. Glitter is out. Shimmer is in. No shimmer. No shimmer. Shimmer is in. That is so fine. That means you're going to find it everywhere. It might as well be with sticky. No. Mag says, I found you through our video on the Robinson curriculum. I like his approach, but just not so obsessed with producing scientists. I don't think you need to produce scientists with it. I love it. I won't lie. I tend to like float back there a lot. We're a little bit floating back there now. And, you know, I really enjoy easy peasy. Look, I'm just a mess today because I'm like getting my own earbobs. I like easy peasy because a lot of easy peasy stuff will get into his books, of his book list. I think my internet is messing up. I'll be right back. Okay, don't be long. Oh no, I don't know if I can deal with homeschool moms like that. Yeah, I mean, you know, in the end, I'm words of affirmation. So if they talk about how amazing of a job I did for their kids, I'm pretty good. You know, I can handle a lot more. And if my kids like their kids, it's good. My husband does the laundry, mom does the dishes and vacuuming, and I do the cooking and other cleaning. I'm jealous. I think I need to have my mom come live with me, only because she's better at keeping the kids on task and she doesn't scream at them. So I'm like, yeah, come here and boss my kids around. I told my son about 4-H and he was excited to start. Oh, I'm excited. Come back and leave me comments about how that goes. Haha, Hannah, shimmer, shimmer. I could see Hannah shimmer, shimmer, shimmer with her little peg dolls. So so here's my thing. I like Charlotte Mason and I love how beautiful Charlotte Mason is. But in my brain, I can't figure out how to get that done. And I think in this situation, I can't. And I always look at different curriculums and I'm like, what I really love is people who are successful using their curriculum. And I always feel like I'm the only one not successfully using my curriculum, if that makes sense. Green Gable says, well, it's good and bad to have mom live with you. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to agree with that. Ha ha ha. I don't know about Shimmer until Pepper and Pine Peg Doll video. So I've thought about that with my mom. I tease my mom a lot. And I'm always like, remember, mom, I'm the one in charge of your showers when you get old. I'm the one in charge. So you better behave. Otherwise, I won't wheel you out into the rain when it rains for your monthly shower. So it's been always a lot of fun. I tried setting my son up for 4-H dairy, and there's a 6-year-old waiting list for the closest town. What about offering family roots? Don't you know about dairy? What about offering to lead a club? I mean, yeah, you might have to be the leader, but then you could work with that other club and bring that club to your community. Just saying, just ask, go and find out. I've been to this support group a few times now, and being my first year, I thought I'd get maybe some actual support. Mostly just them asking if I got the latest things from Target. Yeah, I don't need that kind of pressure. I mean, I don't need any help shopping. No. Oh, no. I lost part. I don't need any encouragement from the shopping part. No, that's a lie. We are the boss of the curriculum. Make it work for you. Yeah. Hey, Brighton vlogger. Nobody uses their curriculum perfectly. If they say they do, they lie. They post those pictures on Instagram. So let me tell you what happened this week. My already crowded homeschool space, that quiet room back there, maybe next week I'll do a video from that room, was just gifted 5 boxes of curriculum because they didn't want to use it anymore. I mean, full curriculums. Like, I might actually use ACE kindergarten next year only because I have ACE kindergarten now. The full thing, nothing missing. I have a whole nother, and I'm just like, whoa. You would think in Vermont there would be a lot of 4-H, but there is really a lot of horse. But that's it. It's frustrating. That's the thing, though. Get in there and find out what you need to do and be the change. The reason why we have waiting lists and why we get filled up is we don't have enough volunteers. We don't. And the nice part about going in as a volunteer is you get to really see what's going on at the county level, and you have a better chance of being part of things or not missing out on things because you got it firsthand, not second or third hand. So Cuddly Cactus has a 4-H waiting list as well. Oh man, y'all need to get out there and volunteer. I'm just saying. I know you don't have time for that. I got you. I don't have time for that too, but it's worth it. It's totally worth it. My daughter loves 4-H, but it's not close, and we have all missed meetings for this year because of schedule. They only meet once a month. Yeah. So this month, last night, we had an arts and crafts club and a citrus club at the same time. And I had to call the citrus leader and let her know that we weren't going to be there because my kids are officers at the other club, so we needed to be there. I can post pictures all day long, but I'm sure I'm not doing it exactly like the book says. That's what I like seeing. I like seeing everybody spin on it. You are going to have finally break down and begin a used curriculum store lending library. I have a local lending library. I do. I got a local lending library. I mean, I've got a few select people, mostly select because it comes back. I've lent stuff out before and it doesn't come back. So I'm really kind of like, okay, you're welcome for anything you want in here, and you're welcome for anything you want in here. What is it you're looking for? I'll see if I got that. I'm kind of like that. Trish, what do you recommend for math curriculum? I was using Saxon, but too time consuming complicated lessons took over hours. What grade, Kitty, are you doing? Because I'm going to tell you, we did a CTC math. They have it so it's free. Uh-oh. What happened? I don't know, something just happened. No, what happened? I don't know what's happening on my computer. Sorry. Having a little moment there. But oh my goodness, my stuff is getting all wackadoodled out on my computer. Forgive me. So I don't know. Oh my goodness. I hope my computer doesn't shut off. I'm giving you warnings. Like, it's like just opening up. Dang it. All right, you guys, I have to cut this off my computer. Either somebody's hacking my computer or my computer has gone blitz. So I'm going to call it quits. I made it back. This is amazing. I made it back. Okay. Can you hear and see me? See me. Okay. All right. So I missed a good portion of that. Something like crazy happened. Speaking to myself. Okay. Thank you guys for like just being patient with that. All of a sudden, my computer started running its own thing. And it had a small, like, being hijacked thing. And it started just flipping everything out. So, homeschool for two, my girl. As soon as I get up there, I'm going to come see you. I'm going to come see you for sure. I would love to see math curriculum that uses software to generate the content somehow, to be able to tailor the workload or just view or print what you need. So I've been using CTC Math. You can do a free trial math, and we did the free trial, and then we paid for the subscription through Buyers Co-op. and it was like $100 for 18 months for all my kids, which is fantastic. And it's kindergarten on up. And then they say, I think algebra or pre-algebra, you use it as a supplement. I think I need to turn the light on. It's not the best lighting with just that. I did like Khan Academy, but then when they reformatted over the years, a couple of years back, I just kind of lost interest. I have math, you see, very hands-on, but I think the ADHD actually, for us, was a distraction versus coming in. I liked it, but we just had a hard time implementing it. We have used and use sex and math, use Christian Light Education math. We have used ACE math, Rod and Staff math. We have used, what else have we used for math? Rod and Staff, ACE, BJU math. Be here at your live chat for the first time. Yay! What other math? I even did Mammoth math before. I didn't like that. I bought it as PDF downloads. Now, do y'all know, like, one of my favorite places to buy curriculum? Do you know about CuraClick? I think it's curaclick.com. And it has so many things. Even publishers, even public school publishers put PDFs, but it's all PDFs that you can download. Like Hands of a Child. Have you ever heard of Hands of a Child unit studies? They have those. Those were one of the first ones I was introduced to. I looked at master books. I really like those. And when I looked at them, I already had BJU showing up. I think our BJU is going to last us a long time, as in I'm going to pick a little bit here and there from it, but not exclusively, and use it. You know, I still love I still like the old schools. I love the antique books, Antiqua books. Thank you, Green Gables, for posting that link. Kinder, that's Asperger's. Fourth, that's ADHD. And fifth, with hearing issues. Yeah, more light. I have, I ran into, to give you a little what's going on in our house, is who learned to read delay. He did great last year when we came off the year. I'm like, he's at level, we're good. And ACE provided that with us because there was so much reading. Well, hush. They have learned to collaborate on Google Documents, and apparently they're working on a document together at the same time, which is great, but not great. So this is why math's so tricky. Oh, so I was going to tell you. So one of the things we ran into was it was just too easy to slip through the cracks with BJU. So I kind of stuck him back in Saxon just so I can see what's going on, and it's easier to be accountable. He has to be more involved mentally in it to do the job. Math is tricky. My one daughter, she can do science and math, but her biggest issue is too much at one time. She needs to see less is more, where the CTC math is really working out. She's already getting on adding and subtracting mixed fractions that are not the same denominator, which would have been forever to get to, and she's on them. She's working through her content. She goes and she watches the video. She goes back and works for it. So I do want to tell you before we get off is, so things have been kind of crazy here. And then I just had my daughter do a food sensitivity test because we've had issues and we've worried about leaky gut, but I couldn't get anywhere with the doctor and stuff. So we did a food sensitivity test. Well, we got blessed by getting to visit with somebody who is gluten-free. And we're talking about the issues that she has. And when she was telling us the symptoms, because I was like, well, what are the symptoms? And she said, described her symptoms, and it was my daughter to a T. Well, with that, we decided to go gluten-free with her. I'm like, let's just do 100 days of gluten-free. Immediate benefits. But then within about 3 or 4 days, we started having problems. Now, in the meantime, I've bought all these gluten-free snacks for her to help her not feel deprived, and we're going forth on it. And we started noticing she was getting sick again. And we did a full food, well, not a full food. We still have a couple more things to go through. But we did a food sensitivity test. And she also came back sensitive for rice. Now, rice is a huge staple in our house. But also, rice is a huge staple in gluten-free products, affordable gluten-free products. So, she's kind of getting comfortable with, I might have lost 90% of the grocery store, the gluten-free aisle. When we went and took apart all the ingredients in the gluten-free aisle, she lost 90% of the gluten-free aisle. So we're just kind of trying to, okay, so how do we live without rice and wheat for her? So it has been something. That's what's been kind of going on here. And it's just like, I do want to tell you, I want to do a shout out. It's a small YouTube channel, but I've been so just inspired and amazed. Oh, I have them here. So I found, I know, paleo, right? She didn't come back barley. She didn't come back amaranth. She didn't come back the other ones, but just rice and wheat. So I feel like pull out that good what am I thinking? Trim Healthy Mama definitely has that was an educational experience for the benefit of this situation. And she might not be able to do barley. So, good education. I like Brianna Thomas's recipes the best versus the Trim Healthy Mama ladies. Her baking mix is the bomb, and it's really good, and it doesn't have rice in there. But she can eat corn. We don't eat a lot of potato. And the thing is we don't eat a lot of potatoes and corn. We eat rice. We eat a lot of rice. So that was kind of like, So we're trying to find snacks and treats that give her something that she's not like, ugh. And it's crazy because one company, their brownies will have rice, but their cookies, their muffins won't. Others vice versa. And it's like finding what of what will get it there. And she's not a big meat eater. She's really a rice and peas eater. She's a bean eater. And we were really terrified that she wasn't going to be able to eat beans because those are like a staple here too. And then it's like rice. I mean, she about cried. She was breaking down crying. I was just like, it's okay. We're going to find out. So I made her some quinoa today. Okay, so I love old books. I love the old books. We know that. We know that, Trish. You love the old books. And I am always trying to find a curriculum that best the old books. Bubba, where's that book you read out of the day-by-day book, not the day-by-day book, the one with the caterpillar. Yeah. Never mind. Hand me that bag. We've dealt with food sensitivities for years, and it's a big life transformation. For a limited length of time, we would remove all grains. It would allow my digestive system. Later, we could reintroduce grains, but in the meantime, it called for a lot of root vegetables. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So there's a Facebook group by Melanie at Road to the Farm you need to join called Gluten-Free Traditional Baking. Please add me. Please do that. Okay, so I was watching, I don't know, this is how, one of my favorite things to find is other people who use old books in their homeschool curriculum. Before I found Art Robinson with the Robinson curriculum, I had found oldfashionededucation.com, and that's where I've got a lot of books. Like, that's where I got this book. I know, just give me a second. Okay. So, and then that's where I was introduced to wordmastery.com. Starting to think maybe I could brighten this. Oh, there I go. I love, and this is actually a great one. This is a full out phonics. But I love these old books. So the first place I found a great list of old books has to do with old-fashioned education, but she no longer keeps the that website up. I'm actually thinking about like recreating my own version of that. And then I loved Robinson because a lot of his books that he recommends is also those same kind of books, and you can find them on Google Docs. So this is some of my ways of printing and binding them. I actually bound them with foots and hot glued them and all of that. And then, you know, we've talked about this. Like I've talked about like using the diction day by day. This is just my cheap, easy way. I like to spiral bound them. And when I'm really lazy, I print them as an 8.5 by 11. I like to laminate the covers because I just feel like it's going to go good. Oh my goodness, you guys are so awesome. We're going to have this huge influx. And it'll be like, oh, we were just on Mama Chat with Just So Trish. Now we're all here. Melanie will love that. I love that. So I was watching a YouTuber called Homestead Journal. Is her channel. Oh, my mouse doesn't work, does it? It's Homestead Journal. And I'm typing it up. Homestead Journal. And she just kind of reminds me of like how I originally tried to set out to homeschool, just very to the basics. Her channel though right now. Probably because that's just not going to be my thing. There we go. Love Homestead Journal. She's awesome. Right? I mean, and I don't know. It's funny because sometimes you just don't find people. You just don't find people. And then all of a sudden you find them. So she was discussing, she has these little books she sent through the book to be printed. And they're called the month by month, day by day planner primer. I am in love with these books. So this one's the month by month book. I'll show you what's in them real quick. I mean, they're phenomenal books. This is the day by day plan. And this is the all year round one. So all three of these books has everything to do with autumn. And it's meant for September, October, November. I'm not exactly using them in that order because that would just require too much structure maybe. But I do want to show you. I'm going to start with October. I'm just going to start. Look, like
I have them paperclip because I wanted my son to read this one page. But this is for the 4th. Can you see that? I know, not the best. This is like the 4th week. And it gives you just some really beautiful. Now, I printed this fit to page 8.5 by 11. And this talks about different parts of insects. This is just insect life. And this gets into who makes silk. And so you get into a little bit of Japanese. And then what's really cool is this one part called bibliography. And so it has a list of all these stories and where they came from, but then they're reprinted in here. So you get all these, like, it's like doing a unit study for you. This is just beyond belief, just so amazing. It's doing it for you in vintage books. This is like bringing the Charlotte Mason Desire, I feel like, because I could be wrong. Don't quote me. I'm not the most purist on that. And so then it has songs in here that you could do. And then it gets into the next topic. So this would be for an entire week to do. And then it has, this is the last, I think this is the last week of the month. And then it has like these different projects to do that you can do. And then at the end of the month, it has different topics. Like this one's calendars, talking about calendars. So they have all these different things in the book. Sorry if I sound a little bit circular as I speak. They have artwork in them. But I mean, it's second week is grains. And it even has like an idea of like laying out your calendar on your computer or on your chalkboard. So it has that kind of chalkboard feel. And it has some basic drawings, like how to draw on it and animals. So it's really beautiful. I love the fact that it's actually this size. So this is month by month, and it's September, October, November, and it is for autumn. And then they make one for winter and one for spring. On the Homestead Journal, on the where she talks about these, she has the links to these. And then the other books that I found for autumn, I put the links in the comments in that video for her. Here's another one I thought was just amazing. This is the Reader. So this is the Reader that I found. It's in 1896. It took me a while. I'm really good at finding the different the different links. I can find them. But then it has your list of your stories in here, and it's like plants, insects, spiders, animals, in preparation for winter. And the artwork is beautiful. Let me pull up the artwork. I gotta do it like this. The artwork is beautiful. I know, I'm sorry. I can't even keep up with the comments because of the way I have it tilted. See, aren't they beautiful? And then this was the amazing part. This is the plan book. This is for primary school. I did find one for intermediate school. And I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to use it at this plan, but it talks about the first week on Tuesday, the morning talk. Beautiful ideas of how to draw out your calendar. And we'll talk to, like what to talk about, read to your children, draw this activity. Here's a geography activity. Here's a language activity. Here's a busy work. And then here's Wednesday. So I guess I didn't have Monday school. And here again, they're giving you, and they follow kind of the same pattern of topics that are in these other books. And I just thought that was just the neatest thing. And so all of these links are on her talk. Tell her I sent you over. I mean, it gets into like even like categorizing fruit. It's just been amazing to do it. Things. So I printed them out quickly so I could read them. I'm kind of pulling from them right now, but they're just beautiful. And I'm kind of going through them to see, because this is like where my heart ends up going every time, and why I'm always unsatisfied with curriculum is because I like the older books. I like the older style. I like the fact that they were simple, so simple. And they're seasonal topics. And so this is just one season of books. So you want to go, they're all seasonal topics. So in the winter, you have more winter ones. Now being in Florida, like a lot of the winter ones, I'm like, ones are more, the autumns are more like our Florida's winter. So let me go and grab, I keep trying to, I forget what computer I'm on. So let me come up here and see if I got, see what I can catch that I missed. I feel so bad having to switch computers. Okay, so I couldn't find no, it's not homeschool journals, it's homestead journals. Homestead journal, not homestead journals, homestead journal. It may be one of the channels YouTube deleted on me. Paying attention. Okay, homestead journal. All right, do we got it all? All right. So my one website that I originally used was old fashioned education was my one website.com that I used to go to, and it had links to all types of different sections of books. Bass, take Kitty's advice. I like Kitty's advice. That's kind of what I do. I don't acknowledge it because I don't like to hear that. And then I found Robinson curriculum, and then being in the Robinson group, I learned to actually begin looking and how to find curriculum. In fact, I have a book. I'll just show you. I wish I wasn't so tied down. If he gets louder, Bass, put him in a room or put him in timeout. So like, here's the new McGuffey third reader. So I like them. Actually, the one part I do like about printing them bigger is that they're easier to read. Having a hard time staying focused, they become easier to read. And so this one I'm planning to just spiral bound like this one if I ever get to it. I found these books out and I didn't know that they existed. And so what it is it's a reader. It's a month-by-month book of nature study, stories, myths, songs, poems, notable days, important birthdays, period, little biographies, drawings, busy work, calendars, blackboard material, and exercises. And that's month-by-month books, and that's by Sarah Willis. But I found it in the Homestead Journal. I'm going to pull up her site. Let me pull up her. And so then she really does a much better job talking through these kind of deal. I'm waiting on my computer to catch up. And she really just does an amazing job with these, but talking about them and how they work and interest a lot. So I'm not sure what's going on with the computers today. So yeah, it is so easy to look at. I know I got to wrap this show up. Like I was so exhausted coming on. It's so easy to just look at everybody else's homeschooling and just be like, oh, that's what I need to do, or that's what I need to do, you know, or I need to be more like that, or I'm no longer satisfied with what I'm doing because I don't look like X, Y, and Z. I oftentimes look back and go back and look on my material, and I have one thing that really brings it home to me. Again, I'm going to move and I'll show you. Woo! Getting caught by the thing. I'm going to show you in the end, and this is what makes me realize what my love is, if that makes sense when it comes to homeschooling. Was when I did the minimalist homeschooling. This still by far favorite of all of our homeschooling. And of everything and anything we ever did, this is my favorite. So at the time, our math facts weren't that well. So time writing math facts. So and this was literally, we just took the paper. First thing we did today, we just took the next piece of paper and we kept going. And we did it in one notebook, like little starts and stuff like that. We did letter writing in here. And it's funny because, so here we're doing more math facts. And then they get nicer and neater and stuff. Did Bible writing every day. And to be honest, I love this the most. And to be honest, the reason why I'm not using it is because I have so much stuff that I kind of feel guilty about doing it. So this is, you know, one, this is actually probably out of this. And this is what we would do for spelling, is that he would write what I read to him, and then whatever he got wrong, I would rewrite. This year, I'm doing it a little bit differently. I am back to kind of using that method, except I am copy it twice before I read it to him. So, you know, find what you have the most joy looking back on. And I think in the end, that's kind of where we got to go to look to see how we look forward. And one of the things I've been doing to build fluency and read to me. And actually, it's becoming probably the most treasured moment of my day is him reading to me. And so then that's been a joy. But we're reading the Lamplighter collection. So I think he's reading a book from 1890 or something like that. So again, we keep it that very minimal. Minimalist homeschooling. Is this a book or just your personal minimal approach? I have videos on it. I promise you, Mag, it should be a book. I wish I could read the book and then tell you how it works. Trish, thank you for sharing this. I may have to try it. It seems like it's working for a few. Yeah, this has got to be my favorite. If I would have stuck with it, we would go through about 4 of these a year. I had a hard time finding how to fit grammar. I could have done rod and staff, but that tends to bore me after a while. I'm approaching and trying out fix it grammar on separate notebook, and I'm going to see how that goes. So for him right now is using math, a notebook for fix it grammar, and then we're just kind of commonplace notebook else. But this by far has to be my favorite. I look at this, I just come back and I look at it all the time. It is by far my favorite. Really just seeing my children improve in this has been like my like standard, my gold standard. You know, now it's just, and that's the other part too, is like, do we really need all of the paperwork and evidence, and how much real evidence do we really need? Giving you 2 minutes to give me your prayer request so I can write like crazy, so then I can call it a day and get ready for the rest of my day. You got for prayer requests, just pour them on, and then we'll pray. Yes, Mag, do a quick YouTube search for minimalist homeschooling. I could never in a apartment. I've been in an apartment. There's that whole wall sharing thing. Yeah. All right, y'all. Gonna give you another minute. Another minute. I need to be exercising. I went and got adjusted. And all right, Janie, I gotcha. Is her ears? Yes. My daughter has a recital Wednesday and violin competition on Saturday. Wow, what Monique is good. That is so cool, Monique. Competition. Homeschool for Two says, prayer request. Us living in Florida now. I'm gonna hook you. I'm like timid. I want to hook you up with some folks, but at the same time, I don't know what they're doing, and I don't know if they're still there. But if they're there, there are some really great people where you're at. People, they're busy, but there's some really good people. But they up at the Baptist church, but they're good people. And you won't know. And two, now that you're there, you should go play at the Wooden Park. I love the Wooden Park. Went to see the specialist at UAB for the mass of my husband's spine, but he needs further testing on. Testing. Salvation of your son. I hope y'all like the topic. I'm sorry, it was a little whirly bird. Sorry, I'm a little whirly bird. This week, this month, this season. Listen, I love that place. And then when you do the 4th of July there is amazing, amazing, amazing. There's a lot of really sweet stuff, but it definitely all centers around the schools there. And I mean, there's only 3 schools. You got the elementary, the junior high, and the middle, and the high school there. And everything centers around there. I will tell you also, where is it? You have to at least put on your list to go out to St. Augustine. You just got to go out to St. Augustine. You're that close. It's the oldest city in the country. So you have to go there. I'll tell you all about the places you should go. All right. I keep getting distracted. It's my ADHD. My ADHD is so out of whack. I don't know if I'm coming or going. I had a whole ordeal. I spent 2 hours looking for my video camera. And then I found my camera. And I mean, that meant I went to the house out here, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then I had to find my tripod. And then for my tripod, what did I have to find? I can't find the part on top of it. It was just a mess. This is my favorite part of the week. Thank you so much for all the videos and for the community. Thank you. I feel bad. Oh, by the way. Last week's video, if you didn't catch it, at the end of the video, I actually ran through the Google Classroom and created one that you guys can go and join. You guys can still go there and join. And I added, every couple of days, I've added like a little, like, here's something new to look at. Here's something new I found. And so if you kind of want that like virtual school kind of feel and questions back and forth, definitely go check out last week's video. Get down to the back last third of the video and you can get in there. And when you get in there, it's kind of more of a quieter place to find me. Permanent Preschool caught us on live for our birthday, but we were too busy, but it's number 1 on my list. Place. Smash that like button. Yeah, if you guys don't mind, give me a like. I'm going to go ahead and pray for us now. Thank you, Green Gables. Y'all can click in there, and all you have to do is request admission into that classroom, and I will have you in there. I like it. My son found it overwhelming, so I sent him up a Google Classroom, but we don't use it for him anymore. But it's a neat thing to do. All right. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for giving us just this time of fellowship together. Lord, thank you for those that have come and already left. Fellowship and the kindness and the tenderness that we can get from one another, dear Lord, and just being able to support and lean on one another. And awed and humbled by Mama Chat, because although I might come in and lead the discussion, it's not all about me. There's so many more connections making in the discussion part, and it just really becomes me as a facilitator, Lord, and I am just beyond humbled in that. Lord, please be with Janie as she's dealing with her ears and her dizziness, Lord, and just let that healing come over her. Lord, be with Monique's daughter and give her that confidence that she needs as she does her recital and she's in her competition, Lord, and just pray. Dear Lord, be with Homestead for two. She's living in a very special place in my heart and probably my second home. Easily call my second home, dear Lord, and just let her find the connection she needs to find and have peace in being there while she's there and joy in her heart. Lord, be with Green Gables. We've come to you petitioning many times for her husband in the mass on his spine. Dear Lord, just bring that clear and bring healing to his body. Dear Heavenly Father, be with Bread of Wonder for her son as for his salvation. Lord, just soften the hardened heart. Dear Lord, you know that my trials and my tribulations that I come to you, Lord. Let me be blessed. Dear Lord, I am blessed by many things at the same. In your son's precious name I pray. Amen. Okay. Cool. We are testing the classroom. Mama Cat says, so glad you got to come back on. Raising Era says, love St. Augustine. Place a lot. All right, y'all. I'm going to call it a day. I have to get all my stuff done today. And I don't think my internet's acting too well. But thanks for sticking around with me. I'm sorry for that little pause. And I will talk.